Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Suri, born Ferid Khan, was the founder of the Suri Empire in India, with its capital in Sasaram in modern-day Bihar. He introduced the currency of rupee. An ethnic Afghan, Sher Shah took control of the Mughal Empire in 1538. After his accidental death in 1545, his son Islam Shah became his successor. He first served as a private before rising to become a commander in the Mughal army under Babur and then the governor of Bihar. In 1537, when Babur's son Humayun was elsewhere on an expedition, Sher Shah overran the state of Bengal and established the Suri dynasty. A brilliant strategist, Sher Shah proved himself as a gifted administrator as well as a capable general. His reorganization of the empire laid the foundations for the later Mughal emperors, notably Akbar, son of Humayun. Son Sagar Khan. During his 7-year rule from 1538 to 1545, he set up a new economic and military administration, issued the first rupiah from Takar, and organized the postal system of the Indian subcontinent. Some of his strategies and contributions were later idolized by the Mughal emperors, most notably Akbar. Suri further developed Humayun's Dina Panah city and named it Shergah and revived the historical city of Pataliputra, which had been in decline since the 7th century CE, as Patna. He extended the Grand Trunk Road from Chittagong in the frontiers of the province of Bengal in northeast India to Kabul in Afghanistan in the far northwest of the country. The influence of his innovations and reforms extended far beyond his brief reign. His arch-foe, Humayun, referred to him as Ustad-i-Badshaham, teacher of kings. Early life and origin. Sher Shah Suri was born in Sasaram, a city in the state of Bihar in present-day India, into a Pashtun family. His surname, Suri, was taken from his Pashtun Sur tribe. He was a distant kinsman to Babur's brother-in-law, Mir Shah Jamal, who remained loyal to Humayun. The name Sher was conferred upon him for his courage, when as a young man, he killed a tiger that leapt suddenly upon the king of Bihar. His grandfather Ibrahim Khan Suri was a landlord in Narnaul area and represented Delhi rulers of that period. Mazar of Ibrahim Khan Suri still stands as a monument in Narnaul. Taikai Khan Jahan Lodi also confirmed this fact. However, the online Encyclopedia Britannica states that he was born in Sasaram, in the Rohtas district. He was one of about 8 sons of Mian Hassan Khan Suri, a prominent figure in the government of Balu Khan Lodi in Narnaul Pargana. His grandfather, Ibrahim Khan Suri, was a noble adventurer from Roh. He was recruited much earlier by Sultan Balu Lodi of Delhi during his long contest with the Jaunpur Sultanate. It was at the time of this bounty of Sultan Balal that the grandfather of Sher Shah, by name Ibrahim Khan Suri, the Sur represent themselves as descendants of Muhammad Suri, one of the princes of the house of the Ghorian, who left his native country and married a daughter of one of the Afghan chiefs of Roh. With his son Hassan Khan, the father of Sher Shah, came to Hindustan from Afghanistan, from a place which is called in the Afghan tongue, Shagari, but in the Multan tongue, Rori. It is a ridge, a spur of the Suleiman Mountains, about 6 or 7 kos in length, situated on the banks of the Guma. They entered into the service of Muhabbat Khan Sur, Dod Sahu Khal, to whom Sultan Balal had given in Jagir the Parganas of Haryana and Bahakala, etc., in the Punjab, and they settled in the Pargana of Bajwara. Abbas Khan Sarwani, 1580. During his early age, Ferid was given a village in Fargana, Delhi by Omar Khan Sarwani, an ethnic Pashtun himself, the councillor and courtier of Balu Khan Lodi. Ferid Khan and his father, a Jagirdar of Sasaram in Bihar, who had several wives, did not get along for a while, so he decided to run away from home. When his father discovered that he fled to serve Jamal Khan, the governor of Jaunpur, Uttar Pradesh, he wrote Jamal Khan a letter that stated, "Ferid Khan, being annoyed with me, has gone to you without sufficient cause. I trust in your kindness to appease him and send him back, but if refusing to listen to you, he will not return, I trust you will keep him with you, for I wish him to be instructed in religious and polite learning." Jamal Khan had advised Ferid to return home, but he refused. Ferid replied in a letter, "If my father wants me back to instruct me in learning, there are in this city many learned men, I will study here." Conquest of Bihar and Bengal. Ferid Khan started his service under Bahar Khan Lohani, the Mughal governor of Bihar. Because of his valor, Bahar Khan rewarded him the title Sher Khan. After the death of Bahar Khan, Sher Khan became the regent ruler of the minor Sultan, Jalal Khan. Later, sensing the growth of Sher Shah's power in Bihar, Jalal sought the assistance of Ghiyasuddin Mahmud Shah, the independent Sultan of Bengal. Ghiyasuddin sent an army under General Ibrahim Khan. But Sher Khan defeated the force at the Battle of Surajgarh in 1534 after forming an alliance with Ujjainia Rajputs and other local chiefdoms. Thus he achieved complete control of Bihar. In 1538, Sher Khan attacked Bengal and defeated Mahmud Shah. But he could not capture the kingdom because of the sudden expedition of Emperor Humayun. On the 26th of June 1539, Sher Khan faced Humayun in the Battle of Chauza and defeated him. Assuming the title Farid al-Din Sher Shah, he defeated Humayun once again at Kannauj in May 1540 and forced him out of India. Conquest of Malwa. After the death of Bahadur Shah of Gujarat in 1537, Qadir Shah became the new ruler of Malwa Sultanate. He then turned for support towards the Rajput and Muslim noblemen of the Khilji rule of Malwa. Bhupat Rai and Puran Mal, sons of Raja Silhadi, accepted service under the regime of Malwa in recognition of their interest in the Resan region. By 1540, Bhupat Rai had died and Puran Mal had become the dominant force in eastern Malwa. In 1542, Sher Shah conquered Malwa without a fight and Qadir Shah fled to Gujarat. He then appointed Shujait Khan as the governor of Malwa, who reorganized the administration and made Saranpur the seat of Malwa's government. Sher Shah then ordered Puran Mal to be brought before him. Puran Mal agreed to accept his lordship and left his brother Chaturbhuj under Sher Shah's service. In exchange, Sher Shah vowed to safeguard Puran Mal and his land. The Muslim women of Chanderi, which Sher Shah had taken under his rule, came to him and accused Puran Mal of killing their husbands and enslaving their daughters. They threatened to denounce Sher Shah on the day of resurrection if he did not avenge them. Upon reminding them of his pledge to safeguard Puran Mal, they told him to consult his ulema. The ulema issued a fatwa declaring that Puran Mal deserved death. Sher Shah had his troops encircle Puran Mal's camp. Upon seeing this, Puran Mal beheaded his wife and ordered the other Rajputs to kill their families too. Nizamuddin Ahmad writes that 4,000 Rajputs of importance were there. Abd al-Qadir Badani puts the number of Rajputs at 10,000. Historian Abbas Sarvani describes the scene thus: while the Hindus were employed in putting their women and families to death, the Afghans on all sides commenced the slaughter of the Hindus. Puran Mal and his companions failed not to exhibit valor and gallantry, but in the twinkling of an eye all were slain. Only a few women and children survived. Puran Mal's daughter was given to minstrels to be a dancing girl while his 3 nephews were castrated. As an excuse for the treachery, Sher Shah claimed it as a revenge for enslavement of Muslim women and that he had once, when seriously ill, pledged to wipe out the Rajputs of Resan. Conquest of Marwar. In 1543, Sher Shah Suri with a huge force of 80,000 cavalry set out against Maldeo Rathore. Maldeo Rathore with an army of 50,000 cavalry advanced to face Sher Shah's army. Instead of marching to the enemy's capital, Sher Shah halted in the village of Sammail in the Pargana of Jataran, 90 kilometers east of Jodhpur. After 1 month of skirmishing, Sher Shah's position became critical owing to the difficulties of food supplies for his huge army. To resolve this situation, Sher Shah resorted to a cunning ploy. One evening, he dropped forged letters near the Maldeo's camp in such a way that they were sure to be intercepted. These letters indicated, falsely, that some of Maldeo's army commanders were promising assistance to Sher Shah. This caused great consternation to Maldeo, who immediately suspected his commanders of disloyalty. Maldeo left for Jodhpur with his own men, abandoning his commanders to their fate. After that, Maldeo's innocent generals Jita and Kumpa fought with just a few thousand men against an enemy force of 80,000 men and cannons. In the ensuing Battle of Sammail, Sher Shah emerged victorious, but several of his generals lost their lives and his army suffered heavy losses. Sher Shah is said to have commented that, "For a few grains of bajra I almost lost the entire kingdom of Hindustan." After this victory, Sher Shah's general Khawaz Khan Mawar took possession of Jodhpur and occupied the territory of Marwar from Ajmer to Mount Abu in 1544. Government and administration. The system of trimetallism which came to characterize Mughal coinage was introduced by Sher Shah. While the term rupiah had previously been used as a generic term for any silver coin, during his rule the term rupee came to be used as the name for a silver coin of a standard weight of 178 grains, which was the precursor of the modern rupee. Rupee is today used as the national currency in India, Indonesia, Maldives, Mauritius, Nepal, Pakistan, Seychelles, Sri Lanka among other countries. Gold coins called the mohar weighing 169 grains and copper coins called paisa were also minted by his government. According to numismatists Goron and Goenka, it is clear from coins dated AH 945 that Sher Khan had assumed the royal title of Farid al-Din Sher Shah and had coins struck in his own name even before the Battle of Chauza. Sher Shah was responsible for greatly rebuilding and modernizing the Grand Trunk Road, a major artery which runs all the way from modern-day Bangladesh to Afghanistan, and which was referred to as Shah-Rai-Azam in his time. Caravanserais, temples and mosques were built and trees were planted along the entire stretch on both sides of the road to provide shade to travelers. Wells were also dug, especially along the western section. He also established an efficient postal system, with mail being carried by relays of horse riders. Sher Shah built several monuments including Rohtas Fort, many structures in the Rohtasgarh Fort in Bihar, the Sher Shah Suri Masjid in Patna, the Qila-i-Kuna Mosque inside the Purana Qila complex in Delhi, and the Sher Mandal, an octagonal building also inside the Purana Qila complex, which later served as the library of Humayun. He built a new city, Bhera, in present-day Pakistan in 1545, including within it a grand masjid named after him. Sher Shah is generally viewed as tolerant of Hindus, except in the massacre following the surrender of Resin. Tarik-i-Sher Shahi, written by Abbas Khan Sarwani, a Vikia Navis under later Mughal Emperor Akbar around 1580, provides a detailed documentation about Sher Shah's administration. Religious persecution. In 1545, Sher Shah Suri led a campaign of religious violence across western and eastern provinces of the empire in India. As with theologians and court officials of Delhi Sultanate, his advisors counselled in favour of religious violence. Sheikh Nizam, for example, counselled, "There is nothing equal to a religious war against the infidels. If you be slain you become a martyr, if you live you become a Ghazi." Sher Shah's Mughal army then attacked the Hindu fort of Kalia, captured it, killing every person inside that fort. Death and succession. Sher Shah was killed on the 22nd of May 1545 during the siege of Kalia fort in Bundelkhand against the Rajputs of Mahoba. When all tactics to subdue this fort failed, Sher Shah ordered the walls of the fort to be blown up with gunpowder, but he himself was seriously wounded as a result of the explosion of a mine. He was succeeded by his son, Jalal Khan, who took the title of Islam Shah Suri. His mausoleum, the Sher Shah Suri tomb, stands in the middle of an artificial lake at Sasaram, a town on the Grand Trunk Road. Legacy. Destruction of cities. Sher Shah Suri is accused by Abdul Qadir Badani and other Muslim historians for destroying old cities while founding new ones on their ruins after his own name. Shergarh is one of the prime examples, representing a deserted town with a fort in ruins, which, in old times, used to be a thriving place where Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism coexisted peacefully. This can be evidently derived from the various inscriptions found in the area. Sher Shah is also said to have destroyed Dampna, which Humayun was constructing as the sixth city of Delhi. The new city, Shergarh, built by him, was itself destroyed in 1555 after Humayun reconquered the territory from the Sors. Tarik-i-Dadi states, however, that he destroyed Siri. Abbas Sarwani states that he had the older city of Delhi destroyed. Tarik-i Khan Jahan states that Salim Shah Suri had built a wall around Humayun's imperial city.